What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another review. This time, we're going to be taking a look at The Fly, directed by David Cronenberg. This is David Cronenberg's remake to the original 1958 classic, and this is how you do a remake. You take the general story of an original of the original movie, and you make it your own. And David Cronenberg with this movie made it his own, with his own twisted, visceral spin to it. So, The Fly. Basic plot line is this: scientist creates this device for teleportation. A common housefly gets trapped in the machine as he tests it on himself, and he transforms into a human fly mutate. Yep. In this movie, we see that slow progression from man to creature, and Jeff Goldblum's performance as Seth Brundle, the man of the unfortunate fate, his performance is flawless. I love seeing Goldblum as like this mild-mannered, quirky, eccentric guy.
Yep.
And then once that the accident happens and his DNA fuses with the fly, we see him slowly just turn from man to creature.
Yep.
We see him have like increased stamina, increased strength. And as the movie progresses, we see that his entire body starts to conform and starts to change. His body literally starts falling apart. His fingernails fall apart. His ears fall apart.
His teeth fall out.
Everything falls apart, and he starts to transform into this human hybrid creature, and it's visceral, it's gnarly, it's gruesome, it's gory, it's barbaric, and I love every second of it.
Me too.
This is how you do a bodily horror movie, but also this movie has a message. Mm-hmm. When David Cronenberg made this movie came out during the AIDS epidemic, and a lot of people viewed this as David Cronenberg's, interpretation of said disease, and how a disease like that can like take a normal person and change them and just change how they are, change how they feel, look. And David Cronenberg captured that perfectly with The Fly, with Brundle's transformation being a metaphor for that disease and how that disease is killing him on the inside and on the outside.
Yeah.
And like I said, you have a stellar performance by Jeff Goldblum, who brings a groundedness to it, and when you see him go through these things, you feel sorry for this man, because he in the entire movie, Goldblum doesn't hurt nobody, he's a very ambitious guy, and he gets way too ambitious for his own good and ends up costing him in the end.
Definitely.
But that's not the tip. But while Goldblum is amazing in this movie, his supporting cast is just as good. You have Gina Davis, who plays the love interest Ronnie. I thought she did a fantastic job as Ronnie. I like how she's a journalist and how she pretty much meets Brundle by accident, but they develop a really good relationship with one another. And when Goldblum does that transformation, and when he starts to alienate himself from Ronnie, and everything about him starts to change, you feel sorry for Ronnie as well, because she's just a victim caught in the middle of this.
Definitely.
And on the flip side, you have Ronnie, who is working for a publicist named Stathius, who she used to date, but also her boss as well. So there's a friction relationship between those two.
Definitely.
But at the end, Stathius redeems himself and tries to help Ronnie.
Yeah.
Because Ronnie finds out she's pregnant and with Seth's baby, but she doesn't know if the pregnancy happened before or during, or before or after the mutation. So she has a fear that she's going to give birth to this, animal, this creature, this whatever. And I like how that was well handled as well.
Definitely.
And the infamous and the famous dream sequence where she gives birth to a maggot, probably one of the most memorable scenes of the whole movie. So for me, top to bottom, from a directorial standpoint, from a cinematography standpoint, from a music score by Howard Shore standpoint, from an acting standpoint, this movie is flawless. It's perfect. I love it.
Me too. Everything
about this movie is fantastic. I can't say enough high praise. Jeff Goldblum is fantastic in this movie. The practical effects look amazing.
Definitely.
The look of his house is very just it screams out eccentric mad scientist, and I love it for it. But it screams it out in a more grounded 1980s-esque way. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
So what did you think about The Fly?
Pretty much everything you said. I love the acting ability of Jeff Goldblum. I loved the chemistry between Ronnie, who's the love interest, and Seth, and I love the tension. You can definitely sense the tension between the ex-boyfriend, who's also Ronnie's boss. You can definitely sense that. I loved in this one that you can see the transformation of Seth becoming the Fly, which was omitted from the other movie, which from the first Fly movie, but I liked it. I liked that they showed it. I liked the gradual change. I love the scene in the bar where he just arm wrestles a guy and breaks his arm in half, and the bone just pops out.
Which is a good show of just how much of his strength was enhanced because of the mutation.
And he is definitely talented in showing those special effects. Definitely a very, very solid movie. I would definitely give this movie a 9 out of 10. It was really good. I highly recommend it.
This movie is a solid 10 out of 10. The perfect score. This outdoes the original movie in every way possible, from special effects to story to acting. This is how you do a remake that exceeds its original counterpart and is actually better than in the original movie itself.
Wow.
So yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Cannot praise this movie enough. I love it to death.
Definitely.
All right. Well, those are our thoughts on David Cronenberg's The Fly. Let me know yours in the comment sections down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I would like to know. Also, do you like the original or do you like the new one? Also, let me know down below. And for those who want to see the review on the original Fly movie, I'll post a link in the description box and in the comment sections as well. So like this video and subscribe, and I'll check you back next time for more.